G'day everyone, Zeb here with Zebra Solutions. Looking to streamline your sourcing and receiving process? Do you need to keep track of shipments as they leave the supplier? Perhaps you need to take ownership of inventory as it leaves port. Does your overseas manufacturer ship multiple purchase orders on a single container? Or maybe you need to keep track of landed costs, say freight and duties. Get rid of those spreadsheets, manual journal entries, and get control of your sourcing. Let me show you how you can leverage NetSuite to manage this entire process. Alright, I'm at NetSuite's inbound shipment page, and this transaction will allow us to manage the entire inbound shipment / receiving process from one or more vendors. Let's go ahead and start building our inbound shipment, and this could take many forms, but we'll simulate a container being shipped from overseas perhaps to our Chicago facility. And what we can actually do here is enter multiple purchase orders, and they don't have to be from the same supplier or manufacturer. We could load up a single container overseas with multiple purchase orders, which I'll do right now. We'll go ahead and select 197, and what items did they actually ship against that purchase order? We'll just go ahead and select the first one, Dell monitor, and the next one we'll select is a bunch of Apple products over here. So we can go ahead and select those. You'll notice they're going to the same location over here. I can go ahead and enter a vessel number if I choose to, and then as well as a bill of lading. And then let's go ahead and save this. Now I've got this inbound shipment now built. I can see I've got an expected quantity over here, so I'm receiving 2 of each of these particular lines. And then it's a simple process of managing this inbound transaction. So as I receive notification from either the carrier themselves or manufacturers, suppliers, I can go ahead and start entering ancillary transactions against this inbound shipment. As an example, let's say this container has now left port. I can go ahead and mark this particular inbound shipment as in transit. So I can go ahead and mark this as in transit. And over here, I can see I've got a new, it's now in transit, and I can see that I've got a couple of different options over here, receive and take ownership. Let's go ahead and click on one of these items here, and this is my Dell monitor that I used before. And let's just scroll down and have a look at the inventory over here. You can see I've got my Chicago facility over here. This is how much I've got on hand in Chicago. As I scroll to the right, notice this column is currently blank. Let's go ahead and refresh this so it picks up that new in-transit transaction I've just created. Let's go back over here. And let's scroll to the right over here. You can see actually within the application itself, from a supply chain inventory balance perspective, I can actually see on the item master itself, as well as all of the NetSuite related reports, I can see how many inventory items are in transit from an external party. You can actually segregate external versus internal, such as a warehouse to warehouse inventory transfer. Let's go back to inbound shipment over here. I also now have the ability that it's left port to take ownership. So depending on your terms, you can go ahead and say, because it's left port, I now own that inventory. I can select which ones of these I own, and let's go ahead and save this. All right, now that this is complete, I can click on the submission status, and I can actually see here's my ownership transfer over here. And you can see I've got my iPad. I actually received, I've taken ownership of these 2. From a GL perspective, this will also post to my balance sheet. So my external inventory in transit. So from a financial perspective, I can see this within my financial reports on my balance sheet. This is one of them. The second one that was created was against the purchase order from ACOM Business Solutions, and the same thing here, because these were associated with two different purchase orders, a single container, single transaction. Just simply click that in transit button. So I can go ahead and select the other one over here, which is my inventory transfer, ownership transfer. And from here, you can see I've got a quantity 2 against the Dell product as well. Let's go back and have a look at our inbound shipment. And once I do actually receive that inventory in my Chicago location, I can go ahead and simply click receive. I'm receiving both of these items. Click receive. All right, great. So now it's created an inbound shipment over here. I can go ahead and just click on these. Again, 2 different receipts. And then I can open up both of these. And I've now received inventory at each of these locations. And from a GL perspective, you'll notice now that it's posted to my inventory in stock, as well as relieving that dollar amount on the external transfer over there. Now, as per landed costs, perhaps I want to apportion some landed costs around the entire container itself. So I have the ability to simply, on a new inbound shipment over here, select maybe that 197. Let's pick one of the HP products over here. You'll notice I have the ability to add a landed cost. From here, I can go ahead and enter a category of freight as an example. I can enter a dollar amount, enter a currency over here, and go ahead and save that. And what's actually going to happen is it's going to inflate my inventory cost of that HP monitor to include the freight cost. So by doing so, I have the ability to now track things like margin, gross profit, and the actual cost that was related to sourcing the product, any ancillary costs such as freight, taxes, and duties, etc. So there you have it, a elegant solution to manage the entire inbound shipment process within NetSuite. Thanks.
And there you have it, a simple way to manage your shipments. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Take care.